In the beginning of the film, we see Violet who was being tortured badly by her husband, and the argument between them makes it clear that this was not happening for the first time. Now Violet was exhausted. Her husband was also pointing a gun at her. So, Violet also takes out the gun hidden with her. Whether she shot her husband or not is not shown, and the scene changes. After many years we are again shown Violet, who was looking stronger. Now her husband was no longer with her. As a part of her job, she provides therapy to those women who have been abused by their husbands. Her sister and son live in the same house, and today, after many years on her sister's insistence, she gets ready to meet someone. She had not seen Henry till date, whom Violet had to meet. She also came to the five-star restaurant mentioned by him, where as soon as she goes she bumps into a man. While she does not pay attention to him, and comes and sits outside on the side where she starts talking to the waitress. She goes, and then an old man named Richard comes near her and calls her by some other name. Then Valet looks at him in surprise. Actually, he was thinking that Violet is his friend, but his friend had not come yet. In such a situation, both Valet and Richard start talking to each other. After a while, Richard's friend also comes, with whom he goes to his table, and here Valet notices that someone was sending drops on her phone. That is, he was sending pictures and messages to Valet without a contact number. Drops can only be sent by a person who is sitting very close to Valet. She looks around and finds that everyone's phones were like that. Everyone was using the same phone. She could not find out who was sending her drops. She was thinking all this when Henry also came here, and all her attention went towards Henry. Now Henry and Valet come to their table and start talking formally to each other. When Henry asks Valet about her son, she immediately thinks of checking her phone. She checks if her sister's message has come, but she sees that she still received many drops, about which she tells Henry. Henry also starts looking around because he also knew that the person sending the drops must be close to them. Valet starts ignoring them, but after a few drops, Valet receives a message which shocks her because it was written in the message, "Check your security camera." She quickly turns on the footage of the CCTV cameras of her house and sees that some masked men had entered her house. They also had a gun in their hands at this time, and seeing this, Valet loses all her senses. Before she can tell Henry about this, a new message comes to her in which the person was asking her to keep quiet about this. Panicking, Valet gets up from here and goes a little away and tries to call the police. Then she gets the next message, that I have cloned your phone. Now I can see whatever you are doing on your phone, and tries to call the police. Don't do it either, otherwise you will be responsible for the consequences. During all this, she again bumps into the same person with whom she had bumped once before. This time also Valet ignores it and goes to the washroom. She wanted to go to the washroom and ask for help from the girls, but she again got a message that don't do any trickery, and Valet understood that that person has an eye on her everywhere. That is why she comes back to her table without telling anything to anyone. Correcting her expression, she again started talking to Henry, and here she asked that man on the mobile, "Who are you and what do you want?" Then that man tells Valet that the Henry in front of you is a photographer. He has his camera, whose memory card you have to take out and break. She could have done this only when Henry was not on her table. To send him away from here, she smartly takes off her watch and hides it in her bag and tells Henry that maybe I have lost my watch somewhere. Will you find it? Henry agrees to her and goes to find her watch, and in the meantime she takes out Henry's camera from the bag. This camera had some photos of the mayor and some documents, which means there was proof of the mayor's corruption. Whoever was there in the wallet wanted to erase this proof. She takes out the memory card and quickly puts it back in the camera. Then Henry also comes there. After saying a couple of things, she goes to the washroom again, and there she breaks the card and again sends a message to that man saying that I have done your work. Now you come to my house. Take out your men from there. But the man says, who told you that the work is done? There is still work left. You open the toolbox here. There is a small container in it. You have to make Henry drink the liquid of this container somehow. She understood that it was poison. She could not take anyone's life. She clearly refuses to do this work. The man says, okay, if you do not kill him, then your son will die. Her son was her weakness. Here she got trapped and got ready to kill Henry by getting blackmailed by this man. Scared, she came out of the washroom. Then her eyes fell on the same man with whom she had collided twice. She noticed that this man was sitting alone on this table for a long time and was also using the phone. She felt that this man is sending her drops. Before she could say anything, she sees Henry about to get up on the table. She goes to him. Then Henry tells her that I feel you are not comfortable with me. You are repeatedly making excuses to go away from me. Then it is better that I should go from here to at this moment. The valet stops him and kisses him and asks him to stay. She says that I don't have any problem with you. I want you to stay here. While he was saying this, a girl leaves from there making a lot of noise. This was the same girl who had come to that old man Richard, with whom the valet had talked a lot as soon as he came here. Seeing this, the valet feels bad and she also encourages him with her eyes. After this, the valet's eyes go towards the man who was saving the piano. He also had a bowl with him in which money was being collected. Seeing this, an idea came to her mind, and she took out a note and wrote, "Help me," on it with her lipstick. She called the waiter and sent this note to the piano seller, but the waiter had already kept that note in that crystal ball. The valet's eyes were constantly on that ball. She did not expect that he would see this note, but luckily this man saw that note. Seeing this note, he also called someone. The valet thought that maybe he had called the police. Meanwhile, the waiter brought their food and Violet saw a note given by her inside the food, on the other side of which the same person had again warned Violet. She looked back and saw that the person who saved the piano was blackmailing her because, after drinking one drink, that man fell down right there. This was definitely the trick of the same man who did not want the police to come there. The valet had made a big mistake and he had shown a lot of cleverness from his side. That man again messages the valet to see the security cameras, and the valet sees that now that man had started torturing her son and sister. Even her younger son was locked alone in a room. She again gets a message that if you want to make everything right, then complete your work. While reading this, she says to him that I will bring something to drink for you. The waitress gives him the drink, and as soon as she was about to mix something in the drink, she immediately gets another message that you have to do this work while sitting at your table. He had mixed something in these drinks. She takes it and keeps it on her table and starts talking to Henry. She asks, "Henry, what did you see in me that you came to meet me?" Henry tells that I do not meet many people and I do not go to dating profiles at all because most of the people there write lies about themselves. But that day I noticed that you had written the truth about yourself. I liked this thing and I came to meet you. Hearing this, Valet also felt good that Henry had come here for her truth. She starts telling the rest of the reality and past of her life to Henry, that her husband used to torture her a lot, that too in front of her son, and because of this she broke down completely. Every time after torturing her, he used to apologize to me and used to act as if everything has become normal. I also used to think that maybe he apologizes from the heart. I used to forgive him again and again to save my home, but nothing was going to happen right. When I understood, I came out of all this. While telling this, she became very emotional. Henry encourages her and goes to get some chocolates to improve her mood. Taking advantage of the situation, the valet mixes 2-3 drops of poison in her drink and gives it to her to drink as soon as she comes. Henry was about to drink it, but then the valet realized that she was doing something very wrong. She could not even tell him, so she deliberately poured the drink on the valet, due to which he could not drink his poisoned drink. Now his clothes got spoiled due to the spilled drink. Henry goes to the washroom to clean it. Here the man messages the valet again and says that you are trying to be too smart. Seeing this, the valet gets very angry and she feels that the message has been sent by the same man who had bumped into her. She was about to go to talk to him when her partner comes here. She gets confused that if he was really waiting for someone, then who was the person who messaged her? Now she goes to the waitress. The waitress says to her that I have been noticing this for a long time. Are you nervous? Is your partner troubling you? If this is the situation, then I can help you. Such situations keep happening here every day. But the valet does not say anything to her and says that everything is fine here. Henry is also fine. Now the valet asks the same waitress about the man with whom she had bumped. Then the waitress tells that this man keeps coming here. He always sits on the table in front. He books the table, but today he gets this table. The valet sees that Richard was sitting on that table, and seeing this her mind starts spinning. She goes to Richard with 2 drinks and offers him a drink. Richard says, "No, valet, I have had a drink." Hearing her name from his mouth, Violet's doubt turns into certainty that the one who sent her the drops is none other than Richard, because since she came here, she had not told Richard her name even once. The valet asks him, "How do you know my name?" Hearing this, Richard starts laughing and asks him to sit on the chair in front of him and also asks him to have a drink. The valet knew that she cannot refuse anything of his. After drinking, she asks, "What do you want?" Richard says that only my last work is left. You also know that. Complete that work and I will free you and your son. By the way, I have to praise you. You are very clever. You also saved Henry from drinking, but because of you a big mess happened. That poor piano player got killed innocently. Thank God I saw your note. If I hadn't noticed it, we would have been killed. During these talks, Henry also arrives here and asks Warner if everything is fine. Waller replies, "Yes, this is Richard, my friend." Henry and Richard say hello to each other, after which the valet gives Henry a drink, which Henry drinks. As per the valet's instructions, after giving him this drink while standing here, she tells Henry to go and sit at his table. I will just talk to Richard for a little while. Now she says, "Come, get your man out of my house." Richard also saw that the valet has completed his work. That's why he calls his man and tells him that the work is done. After which he also starts having his dinner comfortably, and the valet sits here and watches him having his dinner. When he eats half of his food, the valet says, "I lied to you. I did not mix poison in Richard's drink." Seeing this, Richard understands and starts mixing poison in his food and remembers that moment when Richard was watching Henry drinking that drink. Taking advantage of the shame, the valet mixed the poison in his food, and the drink he gave to Henry did not have the poison in it. Now, as soon as Richard comes to know about this, he takes out his gun in anger. Seeing this, the valet quickly gets up and everyone looks at them. Henry had also seen all this from behind. He comes in front of the valet to save Violet. When Richard fires the gun, the bullet hits Henry and he again falls towards Violet to kill her. Before he could fire the bullet, the waitress comes from behind and attacks his hand, due to which his hand bends and the bullet hits the glass of the hotel. Seeing this, he also gets angry at the waitress and he attacks the waitress with a knife. And in this attack, the poor waitress also gets injured. After injuring her, he again comes in front of the valet with a gun, and this time the valet picks up something lying near him and throws it towards him, to save himself, from which Richard moves aside. But because of that thing, all the glass behind breaks, and because of the high pressure of air, the wind pulls Richard and he falls down and dies. The wind also pulls the valet, but just in time when she was about to fall down, Henry goes ahead and saves her by holding her hand. After the effort, Henry pulls her up safely. At this time, Henry and the valet were injured, but valet cares about her son before that. She takes the keys of Nk's car, calls the police, and quickly leaves for her house. At home, it is shown that the kidnapper was torturing and killing both valet's son and sister. To escape from this, both of them dodge the kidnapper, knock him out, and lock themselves in a room. But that man had a gun, which he opened the door very easily by hitting the lock. As soon as he came inside, he shoots valet's sister with the same gun, and now he was about to kill valet's son too, when he heard the sound of something knocking from outside. Actually, valet had already come inside, who had picked up a knife. As soon as the kidnapper comes in front of her, she goes ahead and attacks him by stabbing the knife in his shoulder. In the process, this kidnapper picks up valet and throws him away. Now valet is weak in front of this man. The man had come forward to kill her. Violet could not say anything, but then her son sends a gun to her through his remote control car, which Violet quickly picks up and shoots at the man and saves her life. Finally, Violet had saved her son from this danger. After some time, we are shown a scene where Violet had gone to the hospital with food for Henry and for her sister. His sister was also saved because the bullet had just passed by touching her arm, and now Henry was also very comfortable. He had also decided to make a family with Henry, and all these people were also happy, and the movie ends here showing just this.